Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you.
Man, what's going on, guys? I am pumped. I'm fired up. First, I just want to say thank you to my man Andre for giving me this opportunity to live out what I believe is my purpose here on this earth and just take a step closer to becoming the man that God placed me here to be. And that's what I'm going to talk to you guys today about, is becoming the man that God placed you here to be. For those that don't know me, my name is Matt Moore. I'm an entrepreneur like y'all. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Elevate, community of almost 200 men. And our purpose is to connect with men, empower them to become that man that God placed them here to be. We host events all over the U.S., do a ton of cool shit online. So we're having a good time. But I think as men, we are placed here to conquer, right? And I think you guys can all relate to that. You know, you're trying to build something, you're trying to conquer, you're trying to be somebody, you're trying to become somebody. Like Navy SEALs, you know, we're lost if we don't have a mission. We got to have something that we're pursuing. We got to be in the trenches, right? Everybody wants to talk about being in the trenches. Like, come on. We're here to get in the fucking trenches, and that's why I love all you guys, because you're out here for this workout while those sissies are sleeping in, maybe hungover a little bit. Like, they don't want this smoke, but us, we want the fucking trenches. Now, for some of us, I get that that's probably a Starbucks with a pumpkin spice latte at the keyboard. For me, too. Oh, yeah, come on. Hey, he's the softest one here. He's done. He's done. But we were made for the trenches. We were made to conquer, to fight, to go to war. And I think that for me, I just want to tell you guys just how my journey of conquering has kind of gone and where I've been left with now. First, I started conquering, it was women for me. Fell into porn at a young age, and man, I was definitely had a porn addiction. I would say at one point in my life, maybe even had a sex addiction. Tough. Conquering women after women, objectified. I didn't feel any validation. I didn't feel any worth unless I was able to, you know, show my friends the next girl that I was hooking up with, or the next girl that I was talking to, or this girl that I just sent this DM to, or I'm just constantly in pursuit of women, objectifying them. If I can get with her, then I'll feel worth, and I'll feel validated by these boys. Like, then people will start to see me as somebody. I want to be somebody. I want to conquer. So I start conquering women. You guys know where that road leads. I think we can all assume, you know, more women I got with, the more alone I felt, more empty I felt. So next, I'm going to build something. I'm going to build a business, right? I'm going to make some money. I'm going to show people who I am and what my worth is by what I build. I'm going to make money. I'm going to get some zeros in my bank account. Haven't done that yet, not too many, but so I set out, I started building. And I remember when I first started on this entrepreneurship journey, it's actually when I was 17. I graduated high school. I moved to Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm from a small town in southern Indiana. It's called Seymour. Nobody's probably heard of it. It's where John Mellencamp's from. Anybody? Oh, can I get an amen? But so I moved up to the big city, you know, I'm getting out of my hometown, but I didn't go to college, and I caught a lot of flack for that from the people who were supposed to support me. Pretty much lost everybody, but I had this vision of I'm going to build something. I'm choosing entrepreneurship, but you know, I'm not making any money. So I start at a call center, answering calls for 12 hours a day, calling out to truck drivers, 12 hours a day. And I picked up the phone to more fuck yous than I did hellos. Like, I'll be honest, it was horrible, miserable. If anybody's done any sort of just call repetitious job, like, you get it. It's miserable, emotional, just wreckage. You're in a dark spot in these offices. And so 12 hours a day, I'm calling people, but I wanted to be a fitness coach. You know, I started lifting when I was 11, so I wanted to be a fitness coach. So I find this gym with this guy who owned this gym. He's on Twitter, and he's doing this online, you know, internet money thing. He's making money online like we all want to do here. So I go to this gym, and I start scrubbing toilets. You know, Gary Vee says it, find the guy you want to be and go fucking offer to work for him for free. So that's what I did. Start getting next to him, I start scrubbing the toilets. Like, I'm doing this fucking thing. Like, everybody, look. Like, I'm in the trenches, I'm doing this thing. So I'm making 12 hours of calls, answering the phone to fuck you, and then I'm going to scrub the toilets at a gym. Like, come on, toilets at the gym? Everybody's slamming pre-workout. That shit is not clean. Like, come on. I'm into like the lowest of lows, but I remember at the time, I was living with my brother in Indianapolis in his apartment. He's cut me a break on rent because I got no money. Call center job doesn't pay very well. And I remember I'm writing tweets, I'm trying to get somebody anything, just trying to figure something out. So I'm tweeting. 2 likes. Shout out to my brother and shout out to my grandma for liking those posts back in the day ones. My grandma's definitely gonna watch this, so shout out to you. You're the reason I'm here. But so I'm tweeting to 2 likers, and I remember I got this pink sticky note on my desk, gray desk that my grandpa had built for me, pink sticky note, and it says, 3K a month equals $100 a day. Because at the time, 3K a month on my own business, that would have solved everything. I wouldn't have been eating oatmeal for breakfast every morning and fucking ground beef and rice for every single meal because I was broke. I had no money. 3K a day for my own business though, I'd be able to actually tell people I'm an entrepreneur. I got some freedom, like I'm doing something. Look at me. Like I feel some validation if I can get out of my jobs and just support myself. So that my number was 3K to start. So time goes on and I hit the 3K. And might I add, I moved to Indianapolis with 35 cents in my bank account. So I definitely know what being broke is like for anybody I know Joey, he shares a lot about counting the swipes of deodorant from the stick. 100%, man, 100%. I know what that's like. 35 cents in the account, that's pretty fucking scary. But God works, time goes on, make the 3K, I quit the jobs. Great, I'm here. Nothing changed for me. Like conquering women, still felt invalidation, insecurity, still felt unfulfilled. Nothing changed. So then I'm like, all right, that just wasn't enough money, right? 3K, like, come on, I'm still poor. Like, this is broke. So I'm like, all right, for me, I'm not a materialistic guy, and I knew money, like, wasn't everything to me. So I'm like, all right, 5K would be good. Like, that's really all I need to make. So 5K, so I bumped my number up, make 5K. I'm like, shit, that didn't do anything. I'm like, all right, 10K is the number. 10K a month, like I can start tweeting about how much money I make when I make 10K a month. Like, come on. I've seen everybody tweeting about 10K months. Like, that's like the benchmark when you first get in. Hit that number, nothing changed. Continuing to conquer, make the 10K, so on and so forth. You guys see where I'm going with that. Nothing changed. No matter the amount of money that my business brought in, no matter the amount of money that I made, nothing changed for me. So I tried women, tried money, and the gurus were right. Money can't buy happiness, but I had to find out for myself. I think we all do. So nothing changed. So then I'm left with faith, right? And it was actually, I was building this community and Elevate around fitness. Well, some of my guys, they were into faith, and they were like, hey, dude, I think we should start some Bible studies in here. Like, I think it'd be great for our members. And I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, but as the leader of the community, like, if you're going to start some Bible studies, like, I better get into my faith. I better be able to lead. Like, I can't guide guys to something that I don't do. Like, that's just not the leader that I am. So I start pursuing my faith, start picking it up, and I start feeling a sense of purpose in my life. I start getting clear on the best version of myself, the man that God placed me here to be. I start surrounding myself with believers, with strong men of God. And I'm still continuing to make the money, but now making the money, I start to feel purpose behind making the money because I have something that's bigger than myself. It wasn't this insecurity that I was trying to make money out of before. It now became a place of security that I was operating out of. And you see where I went wrong before, I think that I was searching for security, for abundance, for fulfillment in a place of insecurity. I wanted to make money because I was insecure. Well, how are you going to find security when you're searching in a place of insecurity? How are you going to find abundance when you're searching in a place of scarcity? You guys have all heard it. You're operating out of a scarcity mindset. You hear it all the time from these big gurus that got a lot of money. You're operating out of a scarcity mindset. Well, what's that mean, So I realized I was searching for things in the wrong place. I was looking for heaven while I was standing in hell. And I realized the only place that you can find these things is in your identity in God. I believe that is the only place that you can find these things, is in becoming the man that God placed you here to be. So I just want to give you guys 3 takeaways, 3 points to becoming that man. And I think number 1, it starts with a vision. And I think all of you guys, if you're entrepreneurs, you can relate to seeing something before it's real. You're a creator. You made a business that was not there before. Elevate was not a thing. Well, I'm sure somebody else is doing something named Elevate, but my Elevate was not a thing until I created it. That's what being a creator, a creative is all about. You have to be open-minded. You have to be able to make something that's not already there. You have to see it before anyone else sees it. You got to believe it before anyone else believes it. You guys have all been through that if you've built something. People telling you you're crazy. What, Client Ascension, what are you doing? Like, what is this business? I'm sure you've caught a ton of, yeah, that's why their logo's a pyramid, 100%. They put it on the fucking cover, guys, come on. What are we doing here? But I think it starts with a vision, something that you have to see, and I think that you guys can relate in a vision for business. But I want to challenge you guys as you come out of here today, start thinking about a vision for every single area of your life. What does the best version of you look like in your relationships? What does the best version of you look like in your health? We're all out here about to crush a workout. What does that best version of you look like? Let's start pursuing excellence in every area to become the man that God placed us here to be. That's not just a man with a lot of money or a big business. That's a man who perceives excellence in every single area of life. So I think it starts with a vision. Number 2, y'all are gonna like this one. I think you gotta be reprogrammed. Who thinks we're getting programmed in today's world? Come on, we've all tweeted about it. I'm not the only one. Everything is programming us. All these inputs, the news, the masses, the media, the Democrats, everybody's programming us, right? Like, come on, we're getting programmed. You're fucking right. Every single input that comes in, I'm programming you right now. That's what Andre put me up here to do. He's like, program these guys. That's what he said. I was like, well, that's kind of fucked up, but all right. I can do it because I believe in what I'm saying. So we got to get reprogrammed. And for me, my whole life, porn was normalized, sex was normalized, conquering women was normalized. You guys see it in today's world. All this stuff is normalized. You've been told that's what will give you status. That's what will give you validation when you have more girls on your line, when you have more money in your bank account. That's what will provide you security. I thought the same thing. But we all know that that's bullshit. You guys know it's bullshit. So you have been told your entire lives what's going to bring you status, what's going to bring you validation, what's going to bring you security. You got to reprogram all that social proof that has been stacked up in your mind. You guys all know what social proof is. That evidence has just been stacked in your mind. You got to reprogram all of that. So how do we reprogram it? I believe you have to find the truth. You have to find something that's worth knowing, a foundation that you can stand on. Like, what is truth? In today's world, we don't know. We're getting fed a bunch of bullshit. We know that. We're getting programmed. But I think the truth is the Bible. I think it's the Word of God. I think you guys need to take action to get reprogrammed by auditing your inputs. I mean, fuck, even in our music, fuck bitches get money. Like, come on. That's what I've been listening to since I was like 10. Like, how bad is that input? We are being programmed by every single thing. So I think you guys need to audit your inputs. I think the best place to start is the Bible. I think the second best place to start is the fucking Client Ascension Bible studies. If you are in Client Ascension, you should be in that Bible study. It is amazing. I've been in there, a bunch of young guys sharing their perspective about the Word, judgment-free zone. They just want to get in there and grow, figure out this whole God thing, this whole faith thing. Hey, bud. My dog. Come on. He just wants in. He wants to hear about God, man. Client Ascension Bible studies is where you should be. I think you should be in church. I think you should be around a community of believers, a community of men that you actually want to be like, a community of men that are pushing to live life at the highest level. I think you need to audit your inputs and reprogram yourself. And the third thing, last thing, is I think you need to have faith. And you guys are like, yeah, that's what your whole thing's about. You're up here talking about faith. But you guys have all experienced faith. If you've built a business, if you had something, it's not been easy. I get it. I'm an entrepreneur. I've built something. It's not fucking easy. When everybody's telling you, what are you doing? Like, I remember working in my mom's garage in a storage room. It had like Christmas trees and boxes all around me. But I moved enough space, put my desk in there, had a background where nobody could tell as I'm taking sales calls at 18. Nobody can tell that I'm in my mom's garage, but I'm hiding that. I don't want anybody to know that. Like, oh, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm definitely not going to tweet that. Absolutely not. Like, I got to put on this image of who I am. So I think you need to have faith. And if you've built something, you've experienced faith. You've had a vision and you've believed in it. You've gone through struggles, you've gone through setbacks, you've gone through ups and downs, bad fucking months you're like, damn, how are we gonna even make money this month? How are we gonna pay these guys? How are we gonna pay our employees? How are we gonna keep moving on? How am I gonna pay my rent? Like, I've been there, and I think you've gotta have faith, and you guys have continued to have faith in your businesses and what you're building. But I think you gotta have faith in becoming the version of you that God placed you here to be, becoming the man that God placed you here to be. You gotta have faith in that. And I think there's no better things to do than to reprogram your inputs to empower your faith, to help you build your faith. When you got believers surrounding you, building you up. When I text Andre every day about God, about faith, when I text Joey every single day, when I text my brother, my community, like when we're constantly talking about the best version of ourselves, we're constantly talking about our faith, about becoming that man, it makes it so much easier when you got people lifting you up, empowering you. Not people talking about getting laid, fucking, yeah, we are talking about printing money, I won't lie there, but that's because that's who God placed us here to be. People who are printing money, come on. But those are my 3 points, and that's all I got for you guys today. And I just want to just open the door to faith for you guys. Like, I know I've been in your spot where you're like, oh, what the fuck's this guy up there talking about God? Like, come on, let's get on with this. I came here to print cash. Like, let's go work out. Let's move on. But I just want to, if this, in the back of your mind, like this may be something, I just want to empower you to take a step. You get in on a Client Ascension Bible study. Reach out to Andre. Reach out to myself. Just start asking questions. Start seeking a little bit. Maybe order yourself a Bible. Like just do something if you feel an inclination that this may be something for you, because it's absolutely changed my life. I felt more purpose, more security, more fulfillment than I ever have before. And honestly, I'm just standing up here because I want you guys to feel that as well. Let's have a fucking event. Woo! Backflip? Dang it, why do I always fall short?